Well, hello there and welcome to another episode of Back to the Clubs with me, Major K. I'm a DJ, producer and record label boss, and in this series I'm talking to other DJs about their club experiences. What DJ set they played still lingers in their minds. What club is on their bucket list to play at? And you've gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Those are but a few of the questions I'm asking every week, and the answers are often surprising. In previous episodes we had DJ Licious, JD, Vanilla Ace and Insulate, for instance, as a guest. Today, Robert Abigail. First off though, be sure to subscribe to Back to the Clubs in your podcast app. Give the show a raving rating too, it helps more people find the podcast, or so I'm told. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/officialmajork, for all sorts of bonus content. With Robert Abigail we focus on the difference between playing vinyls and digital. You also get the show without this intro, there's free music downloads and so on. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, all at Official Major K. My 2 weekly mix podcast, Flash Forward Presents with Major K, is in your podcast app as well. Oh, and if you want to support the people of Ukraine, head to flashingHotShop.com. Of every item sold, €1 goes to Ukrainian relief. flashingHotShop.com for your dance music merch. On to Robert Abigail then. He's a Dutch producer who you might know from his monster hit The Mojito Song, that kinda kickstarted his career. We talk a bit about that, about how he sees that career evolve, and of course about some great club memories. I must admit, sound on my end isn't so good. I think the recording system used a built-in microphone instead of my studio setup, and I only discovered that after the interview was taped. So sorry for the less quality of sound. I tried to fix it as much as I could, and I think it is presentable. So please do enjoy the show. Here we go.
Back to the Clubs with Major K.
Yeah, already the 10th episode of Back to the Clubs with none other than Robert Abigail. Welcome, Robert.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing really good. Things are looking up here in Belgium. You know, the clubs are opening again.
Finally.
Oh yeah, finally. We've been waiting for so long for that to happen, and
it's been like 2 years.
Yeah, it's really 2 years, and it's really cool that finally we can go out and play. I don't know if you remember when we first met.
Well,
it's not
actually. I don't know. I remember you from the news in the car.
Yeah. Well, that was one aspect of my life at that moment. But it's a long time ago. We once did a marathon for Radio FG.
Mm-hmm. In Antwerp, I remember.
Yeah. And you didn't know me at that moment, and I did know you, of course. But you were right behind me in line. So for people who didn't hear that, the concept was there's a 24-hour marathon of DJs playing, and the thing is that every DJ stood in line just to put on one record and up to the next. So I don't know if we talked at that moment. That I don't remember.
I don't think we had any time to talk.
No. It was like, okay, next one.
Yep.
But it was a fun experience, no?
It was great concept.
Yeah, and I think it's 5 years ago, something like that.
No, it must be longer. I think at least 7 years ago.
7 years, yeah. So how time flies when you're having fun, right?
It is. Yeah. What's not to like about our jobs?
Yeah,
right?
well, exactly. So going back to where it all started for you, can you describe when you first started DJing and had that experience?
It's ages ago. I think I started DJing at the age of 11, 12 at home, because I always was like, excuse my language, fucking up the records of my parents. So my parents decided to buy me 2 Technic turntables. So I started experimenting a little bit, and I think at the age of 15 I got my first residency in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. From there, it went all the way up.
All the way up, yeah, and with a lot of tracks to your name as well. I think
most people in Europe know you from the Mojito Song still.
Yeah.
Because
That was in 2008.
2008 already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big bang, right, for you?
Yeah, it was the largest of my career. Actually, back then I was still like a police officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Oh, damn, we're broadcasting this. Ah!
I'm an ex-cop.
Yeah, okay. Not anymore.
But I remember I got contacted by the label because I dropped the Mojito Song. It wasn't even called the Mojito Song, but I dropped the track on YouTube and they wanted to release it. And within 2 months, I was like charted in at least 20 countries. And I got a call from the label from, yeah, you need to perform. We got some gigs for you. What you gonna do? And that was the day I quit the police force. Called in sick for the next 2 months, and I started performing every week till today.
That's incredible how one song can change your life, really.
Yep. Thank God it wasn't like a one-day fly kind of thing.
No. But you're still going strong. If I can see literally your track record, you keep on releasing, keep on reaching those audiences.
And thank God, still successfully.
Yeah, exactly. And
feeling blessed.
And I must say, like the vibe that you have in most songs, not in all, but in most songs, it's more like exotic, a little bit exotic house, a little bit more.
Yeah, a lot of Latin influences.
Yeah. Is that really something that's near to your heart, and that's really the master plan, so to speak?
Well, actually, there was no plan because my heart really lies in the tech house and the new disco and the groovy tracks. But I remember when Mojito Song first came on the radio on M&M and Q Music, they like put a stamp on me as the summer Latin king of Belgium, and I was like, okay, let's make another Latin track. And then came merengue and Cuba with the Gibson Brothers.
Yeah.
And I remember my first gigs in Belgium, I really played clubs empty with my tech house because they all expected Latin stuff. So I kind of adjusted my style to the commercial summer vibes. I still do that, but every chance I get, I try to mix in some real house.
Yeah. Because it's there's like two personas. You have that a little bit with DJ Licious as well. I think he does his really great tracks for sure that reach a large audience. But if you go to club gigs, he mixes those with the house stuff, the defected stuff, the tech house stuff, and that kind of works as well. It's
it does, but it's also like what people expect. If they get to know you, they're like, okay, I know what he plays, and it's two different worlds. We got commercial radio Abigail, and we got DJ Abigail. And if people know what to expect, it turns out most of the time pretty good. And if they don't know what to expect, they're in for a surprise.
Is that something you think is difficult for you as an artist to have those two, like not opposite sides but different sides?
Well, I don't think it's really difficult. I think the problem is that people try to steer you in a direction, and it's not always 100% in your own hands. Because like I said, if they give you the stamp of Latin DJ, you have to adjust to the audience. If you like it or not, you just have to. And I think the style that you play is at least 50% in the hands of the audience.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, of course, because especially as a DJ, the main goal is to get people moving, and if you see that it's a little bit more in this direction or that direction, you try to, without losing yourself, try to accommodate.
Of course, but I don't think it really matters if you play like a commercial set or a house set. You still always have your own signature sound, and people recognize that. If I play my Latin commercial sets in clubs in Belgium, I still try to mix in that techie disco vibe, and the other way around, the same thing. If I play a house set, I still try to put in some Latin influences, so people are like, that's Abigail.
Yeah, sure. So it's not too far off of what people expect in any case, right?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. You mentioned that you had your first residency at 15.
Yes.
So
I wasn't even allowed in the club.
So was that the first club that you went to, and what club was that then?
Well, actually, it was one of the biggest clubs in Europe back then. It was Hollywood Music Hall in Rotterdam. There were like 15 areas. And I played in the basement together with another resident. Some people know him now by Afrojack.
Right, yeah. Uh-huh.
And every area had its own DJ. And a fun fact about that club is that every resident today, right now, is a famous DJ. We had Gregor Salto, we had Hardwell, we had Vato Gonzalez, Afrojack. And I am the least famous of the bunch, but I still got there. I still got there.
Famous enough.
True.
Yeah. So, and what do you think that made that club so special, or is the team behind the club so visionary that they kind of could predict that those guys or girls that they would become huge stars or really great DJs?
Well, actually, I think that the thing about the club mostly was the size. People came from everywhere, from the Netherlands and even from Belgium, because at that moment it was the biggest club and you had to be there at least one time to experience it. And every area had their own style, their own signature sound. And I think that really attracted people, so you actually could visit like 10 different parties in one night.
Oh, right, yeah. And so I think there was a lot of scouting going on, perhaps.
Absolutely, we were all scouted.
Yeah, and do you have a good rapport still with those guys, or were those different time frames that you were there, or how would I see that?
No, we still have contact. Right now I'm talking about, I think, early nillies. Mm-hmm. And then we lost contact, of course, for like 10 years. Everybody got their own career and started working at jobs. And when everybody's career went in a lift, you meet each other at festivals in Belgium, but also like in Miami, Winter Music Conference. You meet people. You're like, remember me? Yeah, I do. You got gray, you got old.
Yeah, it happens to us all.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's all between the years. That's the only thing.
And I still feel young.
Yeah. And I think that the thing that we do helps us feel young still.
Absolutely, because most of the time the crowd is like between 18 and 25 years old. So yeah, you have to adapt.
You really have to adapt, yeah. So that club that you mentioned, was that the first club you ever visited, or was there a club before that?
Yeah, no, that was the first club, because like I said, I wasn't even allowed in. You had to be 16 years old. So I came there, wasn't even allowed to order a Bacardi Breezer, so I drank cola.
But that was a really good experience then.
Absolutely, I was a resident there for 2 years, and then I started doing some bookings in Amsterdam and Eindhoven, Maastricht, Rotterdam, Den Haag, and then I started my police career, and I wasn't allowed to play. So
oh really?
I think I did like no, I wasn't allowed. I think the rules changed by now, but back then you weren't allowed to work in nightlife as a police officer.
Right. So you had to take a break from what you perhaps really wanted to do, or didn't you know at that moment that was what you really wanted to do?
Well, I absolutely wanted to do something in music, and that I wasn't allowed to play was like the official statement. So I was a police officer in Rotterdam, but sometimes I would sneak out to Amsterdam to play a gig.
Okay, yeah, so shh, not telling that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore, I think.
Okay. Just for legal reasons, we're just doing it like this.
Yeah, never happened.
It never happened. You didn't say that as well. So, okay. So, great clubs. You mentioned the many stages that were at the club that you performed at first. What does a club really need to excel and to blow you away?
I think it's 90% the audience, the people. It really doesn't matter if you got like the best lighting and lasers and dancers and stuff. If the crowd sucks, the party sucks. And the other percentage, it's like the DJ. If that combination is a good thing, it doesn't matter what kind of party it is. If it works, it works.
Yeah, and the audience, well, I guess the audience is attracted to some clubs because of other reasons. Is it then because of the DJs that are performing there, or do they have like the inclination that lighting and sound needs to be good as well, or how do you see that?
Well, I think that depends on what era you're talking about, because when I started DJing, it was like, okay, you got a club, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It could be like one concrete building. If the atmosphere is good, the DJ is good, it was a party. And right now, the expectations are much higher. People need to be entertained. If they go from the dance floor to like the toilet, on that route, something needs to happen. They need to see something, or otherwise they get bored. I think also that's due to the internet. Life goes a lot faster. So I think that's a big difference between now and like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I think, I guess that people see stuff happening on YouTube and whatever, so the expectations are bigger as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and I guess...
The bigger the better.
Yeah, well, exactly. I guess like with the likes of Tomorrowland, who really are investing in how things look and how the atmosphere is and whatever, that people come to expect that even in clubs that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think if you compare the scene with like 20, 30 years ago with today's techno scene, I think you still have that same vibe as back in the days. I think the high expectations right now are more in the commercial club scene.
Right, yeah. Because like with techno and the more underground stuff, it can be more underground, quite literally. As a matter of fact, for instance, Kompas is now a cellar. Well, one of the rooms is a big cellar. And it's great, there's the nitty gritty, but it's awesome to be there.
But it's really about the music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and while commercial stuff is more, the experience and the being together.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Yeah. I guess you've seen loads of DJs play yourself. Is there one DJ at the club set that you thought, well, this guy or this girl is really killing it? This really, blows me away again.
Well, actually, I got a bunch of favorites, too many to think of right now. But I remember back in the days, the first time I saw Roger Sanchez play, he blew me away. The things he can do with 4 decks at the same time. Same goes for Carl Cox. Those are some skills. I'm still not able to do the things they can do after DJing for 30 years almost. It's still today. Recently, I think 2 months ago, I saw Roger Sanchez, and he still blew me away. He still got it.
Yeah, and that's incredible because, like, I must be 30 years in the business as well, no? Roger Sanchez.
At least, because when I started DJing, he was playing the biggest festivals already.
Right, yeah. It's obviously someone you look up to. Have you tried to mimic him or try to do the technical stuff with like the 4 players yourself?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I will never try to copy a DJ because he got his own style and it's different from mine.
Sure.
But of course, I watch his live streams and video sessions and try to watch his fingers very closely. And then, of course, I will try to do what he does with acapellas and stingers and sounds and stuff like that. Of course, I try to do that every week in my gigs. I still do.
Yeah. And so, at how many players are you at this moment? Is that like 3 then, or do you try the four, or?
If I prepare my set a little bit in record box and I got all my acapellas and samples and stuff like that, I can manage 4 decks.
Right. Okay. Let me know when that happens, and I'll be there to witness your craft at that moment with the 4 decks.
It's gonna happen this week, tonight actually, Friday. It's Friday, right?
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's gonna happen tonight in the Loods in Roeselare. I got 4 decks there.
Okay.
So you're welcome.
So, well, everyone needs to be there in the Loods in Roeselare tonight, that's for sure. And so, perhaps you've done that one night and that you thought, well, okay, this is the best gig that I've ever played. Is there such a gig?
It's gonna be a long time ago. I think actually the week I quit the police force and the label dropped me at a live gig in Charleroi, Energy in the Park. That was my first outdoor event and it was like 60,000 people. I was like, what the hell is this? And they put me on stage right after, I think it was the Shapeshifters.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. That's an amazing experience.
How nervous were you, or aren't you nervous?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I think absolutely 11.
Yeah, I can imagine because, like, those are great producers and DJs as well, and then hey, I'm Robert.
Yeah, and then they announce you on the stage, and the crowd goes like. I was like, oh, that's all for me, and everybody knew the Mojito Song.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, what am I doing here? but as the set continued, it was like the best experience ever. Goosebumps.
Yeah, I can't imagine, and certainly, you know, it marks kind of a new chapter in your life at that moment.
Absolutely, it was like a big shift from the police to performing every weekend. Back then it was like 7 days a week, 2 times a week in an airplane. It's an entire different world.
Yeah. And I think you don't regret the step at the moment, no?
Not 1 second. I will never go back to the police force.
Never go back, and we would be so sad if you'd go back, you know.
No, I will stay in music.
Yeah.
Maybe when I quit DJing, like at least in 10 years, because I'm not that old, I will still stay in the scene, behind the scenes with a label or eventing.
Yeah. But I think, well, DJing is something that you can do for a long time. For instance,
Of course, if you look like the big names like Armin van Buuren and David Guetta, they're not 30 anymore, so there's still hope for me.
yeah, absolutely. Or people like JD, we had him in Back to the Clubs as well. He's over 60 and still is doing his sets and having fun. And that's the thing, you can have fun while doing a job, but it's not really a job, because like entertaining people, you have that in you or you don't, you know.
It's a paid hobby.
It's a paid hobby, yeah.
And as long as I got the thrill every Saturday night when I start playing, I will continue doing my gigs.
Yeah.
For at least 15 years, I hope.
Yeah, at least 20, 30 years you can go strong, you know, you can go strong. And as you said in the background as well, perhaps producing.
Absolutely.
Do you have your own label?
Yeah, it's called Arrowgate Records. I don't release a lot of music, but every once in a while I've like a track. I think the major labels don't want to link to a name like Abigail, because it's not Latin or it's like real house, tech house, and I will just release it myself.
Yeah, and so that's the main goal of the label, that you can release stuff that you think is, well, this is a great track, but other instances wouldn't release that? Or are you looking for other DJs or producers to release on that label as well?
Absolutely. Every once in a while, I'm releasing tracks of younger talent. Most of the guys who release on my label are like 16, 17 years old. So you give them a platform, a chance to do something. For instance, a couple of years ago, I released a track of Wild Vibes. And his first release was on my label. And right now he's releasing on Spinning and Armada. So I think it's a nice way to start your career.
Yeah, and to support artists that have the passion for the music, but not necessarily the contacts or the chance to be signed by a major label or a bigger label at first instance.
Absolutely. But you need to start like somewhere, and it's really hard in music business if you don't have any contacts to start up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, that's a good thing that you do that with the label, and perhaps when you're DJing less and then focusing more on the label, perhaps more talent will emerge from said label.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So, okay, back to the clubs now. Which club have you been in the most? Well, what club have you visited the most, as a party goer or as a DJ, or both?
I think as a party goer, where I went the most is the Escape in Amsterdam. I don't think it still exists, but in my younger days. And right now, what I visited the most is my residency, and that's a place to party in Torhout.
Oh yeah. Which is cool as well, you know, to have a regular gigs to.
Absolutely. When gigs don't come in my inbox, I'm still like, I got a roof.
Yeah, exactly. And can you tell our listeners a little bit more about that venue?
Yeah, well, it's a really big club. It holds like 2,000 people. It's only one area, and every week they have guest DJs from Belgium like Di Maro and Peter Lutz and Laurent Wery. But it's really commercial, so I'm not able to play a lot of house music there. It's like I go from urban and Moombaton to house to Latin to like everything.
Oh yeah, the whole
except for après-ski. Except après-ski.
Yeah, so no Moose Bar stuff.
No. But Moose Bar is a really nice club to go out and have a lot of drinks.
Yeah, but that's...
But it's not my thing for the underdecks.
No. I can imagine that. For people who don't know Moose Bar is a concept by the people behind Versus as well, and it's like après-ski hits all the way, jingle all the way, of course. That's something
it's like 6 hours of hey ho in different BPM.
Exactly, and it's even a stage at Tomorrowland now. So and it's really
it is.
It's really popular when you see that during summer times, and hopefully we're going to see that this summer as well, because Tomorrowland is going to go for 3 weekends. You see all kinds of people from like Japan, Australia, whatever, flocking to the Moose Bar and discovering a different kind of Tomorrowland party vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, because I don't think they really know that concept outside of Europe, because the Moose Bar concept is like really après-ski, just like the après-ski bar in the Netherlands, and in France and in Austria and Italy. They know that concept in the mountains, in the snow, but I think if you go to Spain, to Barcelona, they have no idea what après-ski is in a club.
No. So, they dare to go there and be amazed, because
they are in for a surprise.
They really are in for a surprise. And half-liter beers and schnapps and,
flugels and...
all is being provided over there. That's for sure. You perhaps hear DJs talk about other clubs, the clubs that they've been to, that they performed at. Is there a club where you notice, there's consensus that this is, at this moment, if not the best, one of the best clubs in the world?
In the world? I think Belgium houses one of the best clubs in the world, and that's Versus in Hasselt. They have a perfect combination of good DJs and entertainment and great lighting and great sound. I think they're even in the top 20 of best clubs in the world. But in my experience, the best club I ever visited is Club Live in Miami. That's in the basement of the Fontainebleau Hotel, and that is one amazing club. It's not really that big, but it got great ambience, and like if you enter there, you feel special.
And how so special?
Well, everybody is treated like a VIP, because normally when you go to the States, you're either a VIP or you're nobody. It's really a big difference. And in Club Live, they make you feel like a VIP, even you're that nobody.
Yeah, right. And I guess the Miami vibes, those help as well, of course.
Absolutely, because the weather is good there, so it's Miami.
Yeah, is Miami one of your favorite destinations in the world?
For a DJ, yes. For my private holidays, not so much. I'm more of an Asian guy. I would like to relax on the Maldives or Thailand or stuff like that. But as a DJ, Miami is absolutely the place to be.
Yeah, and especially when the Winter Music Conference is over there, it's a little bit like ADE, but with better weather or something, no?
Absolutely, and I think a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, I can't attend the Winter Music Conference this year due to my bookings, and after 2 years of that virus stuff, I really need to do my bookings.
Yeah, and okay, well, you have bookings, so I don't think you're complaining at this moment, right?
Absolutely not. Fully booked till end of summer, so I'm blessed.
Yeah. Is there a club that you haven't played in before that you really want to?
Good question. I would like to play in the Armani Club one time in Dubai. And I would like an official booking in Club Live. So if they're listening, I would love to play there. Because I did play a little set there, but it was like 7 years ago during the Winter Music Conference. And they invited a bunch of DJs to play like a set of 10-15 minutes. but that doesn't count as a booking. So I would love to do my own thing there for real.
Okay, so the people of Club Live, if you're listening, and I can I can assure you, Robert, we're gonna tag them. So there's no escaping Club Live. There's no escaping.
Okay, then we'll get a discount.
Exactly. Yeah. If that would be possible, that would be kind of your bucket list extra checked then.
That is definitely bucket list. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you mentioned that you have a lot of bookings coming up. Where can people find you?
Well, of course, my residency in Place to Party. During the week, I'm also playing in the place at the Overpoort in Ghent. It's a student thing. It's almost après-ski, but not just yet. And for the rest, I'm doing a lot of festivals. I'm going to the Gentse Feesten. I'm playing at Tomorrowland. I'm playing at Dance Division, Beachland. People just have to check my website because there's a lot coming up.
Yeah, and festivals. Compared to clubs, what do you prefer and why?
I don't think I really have a preference because it's two really completely different things. But I do love the vibe of a good festival during a hot summer day where there are like 10,000 people ready to party like there is no tomorrow.
Right. And do you have a favorite festival experience that you want to share?
Well, actually, I think that the last edition of Tomorrowland in 2019, I played in the Rave Cave. And I think that's officially the smallest stage of the biggest festival. When I started my set, people were lining up outside the cave and everybody was trying to get in. And security were actually trying to get people out. But that didn't work. It was like, that was crazy. Really feeling like claustrophobic in a good way.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of people that can get in there. I think 20, 30, 40.
No, I think no, a bit more than that. It's not that small. But I think it's like 4 meters wide and let's say 10 meters deep. But if the DJ is good enough, you can fit in like 100 people, but it's not healthy.
It all depends how you stack the people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I can stack it.
Well, hopefully that kind of vibe that you can experience that again with the festivals coming up again, Tomorrowland coming up again, and others. I think people should just check out your socials to see where you're playing this summer.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of opportunities there, so I guess that will work out just fine. Okay, well, that's about it for Back to the Clubs. It was really nice talking to you.
Already?
Well,
time flies.
Time really flies, but we had a good chat. Is there anything you want to add?
I don't think so. Yeah, maybe on April 29th I'm releasing a new single, so people should look out for that.
Okay, that's my birthday, so...
then you get it for free!
Yay! Okay, well, thanks so much again for talking to us, and have a great...
Thank you for having me, appreciate it.
Have a great summer, Robert.
Right back at you.
So one birthday track coming up and still more Robert Abigail tunes to come, that's for sure. Meanwhile, do consider becoming a patron of this show by supporting it on patreon.com/officialmajork. You get great bonus content in return. Oh yeah, if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe to it in your podcast app and find me as @officialmajork on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Head to flashingHotShop.com to buy some great dance music merch. Every item sold equals €1 for Ukrainian relief, so I guess that makes it extra worth your while. flashingHotShop.com. Next week's guest is gonna be Jana Vitiligo. She's a Belgian upcoming talent with quite a story to tell, as there's more to her Vitiligo artist surname than you might think. So see you next time and enjoy the sunshine. Bye bye.
Back to the Clubs with Major K.